Roll call.
Freeholder Carter,
Present.
Freeholder Estrada, Freeholder Granados, Freeholder Hudak,
Here.
Freeholder Kowalski,
Here.
Freeholder Mirabella,
Present.
Freeholder Wright,
Here.
Vice Chairman Bergen,
Here.
and Chairman Jolly. Fiscal Chairman Hudak, you have 7 freeholders present.
Excellent. Please lead us in prayer and the salute to the flag.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his Spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim, please read the statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act.
The Chair of the Fiscal Affairs Committee, the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of New Jersey statutes annotated, Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this special meeting of the Fiscal Affairs Committee of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Union has been given by mailing the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the special meeting notice on the County of Union's official website.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this evening's budget hearing. This is the second of 4 scheduled budget hearings to discuss the 2015 executive budget. The next one will be held on Thursday, March 19th, here at the County Administration Building at 5:30 p.m. prior to our next agenda meeting. For more information to view the copy of the executive budget online, please visit ucmj.org/budget-hearings. The purpose of these hearings is to continue our review of the 2015 budget and begin the process of crafting a final document for passage later this month. As I mentioned, this is the previous evening. There is plenty of good news in this year's budgetary planning process as we begin at our strongest fiscal point in years. Given this increased fiscal strength, we've recently learned that Moody's removed the negative outlook from our bond rating, and we are already at one of the highest attainable ratings of AA1. As per tonight's program, for those of you who are not familiar with the format of our hearings, please understand that these are hearings of the Fiscal Committee and County Departments. There will be no public comment at these hearings. Tonight, we will hear from the following departments, and that we will begin with Administrative Services, followed by Corrections, and then County Council. And so I will ask that Director Albert please begin the presentation for the Department of Administrative Services. Good evening, Director Albert.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the board. The Department of Administrative Services has 3 divisions: purchasing, motor vehicles, and personnel management and labor relations. So I start with the accomplishments of the Office of the Director in 2014. We negotiated and settled collective bargaining agreements with labor organizations comprising 930 employees in the calendar year. We completed the upgraded cartograph, which categorized and inventoried 14,000 pieces of equipment in the county. We prepared a fixed asset report to finance to remove what in the past was a negative finding in the audit reports. In our labor compliance operation, we oversaw labor compliance in numerous county construction projects. We also, and perhaps our chief involvement in the sale of Runnels Specialized Hospital and the layoff procedure and the transition in that process was a major accomplishment of the office. Question about the accomplishments?
George, just
Go on.
feel free to continue, and then if the committee has questions, we will chime right in.
Fair enough. Thank you. Thank you for that direction, Chairman. For 2015, our goals and objectives are to coordinate insurance oversight through monitoring and review through the established Office of Insurance Compliance. to evaluate options of health coverage for cost containment and savings going forward. We're seeking to expedite labor negotiations to bring more collective bargaining units current and into the future. We had recently created an insurance database to centralize all the coverage for vendors in the contracts throughout the county. As we input that data, it will allow us to better monitor the insurance coverages we have and the expiration dates and the like for that. We're continuing a centralized database for inventory and equipment, vehicles, and making it more accessible to the departments that we service. We service obviously all the departments in the county. And we seek to continue to enhance that service through all we do for the departments. The budget for the director's office includes the increased salary is basically the addition of the insurance compliance officer. There is a request for a seasonal, $15,000 request for a seasonal employee. We have a large task of scanning that we need some help with, so we have requested that. And that's what we would use that seasonal employee for, if that is successful. Other than that, the director's budget is flat. So if I can, I move on to the Division of Motor Vehicles.
Really, Bernard, you have a question?
Yes, please. So you're saying that one seasonal person, only thing they're gonna do is scanning? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
There's no other job duties they're gonna be doing besides scanning? I think they should, besides scanning, try to find some other work to do.
Well, we have plenty of work to do in the office. That's something that
Okay.
the large task
We should have
to do.
various job duties. Okay.
Is there a particular project that this scanning is related to, that you have so many documents, electronic?
Basically, in the Division of Personnel is where the real need is.
So is there a collateral savings by having the person coming in, by not maybe having to store all these documents?
There is, and space is always an issue, so if we get that accomplished, we'll be more efficient, and we'll be more paperless.
More information, that would be great.
Okay.
Oh, I apologize for your
Question. Got a question about the 2014 accomplishment. Find upgrade of the cartograph, EAS, and the inventory management. You indicated that about 14,000 pieces have been inventory, correct?
Yeah.
Which is a great thing from where it used to be, and I'm glad we're going in the right direction, correcting that item. But were we not doing items above $100? Wasn't that the task, or $1,000? What is the break point of something that requires to be inventory?
Freeholder, is your mic on? Oh, okay.
$100.
So in other words, the major, we have many things that worth more than $100, so 14,000, I think it's a good beginning. I guess we still have a long way to go, and I guess it's something we still keep on working.
Well, I think we completed the initial input, but we have constantly changed it. We have constantly new stuff coming in, and we constantly upgrade it. But we completed for each department everything that we have.
Excuse me, Freeholder, just 1 second.
Chairman, if I may, the cartograph system tracks 2 levels of assets. One are just general equipment of $100 or more, and then we have fixed asset inventory, which is part of our audit, and that was something that was remedied as a result of the county manager and the freeholder board providing additional resources to the Department of Finance and Administrative Services. That's where the 14,000 item comes from, fixed asset, not necessarily the equipment listing. So there are 2 separate listings that we have and that we're tracking and maintaining on an ongoing basis.
Okay, so then the follow-up is, so in other words, are you saying that all of our products that are fixed or regular inventory now being accounted for?
Yes, through the cartograph system they are.
Now, we have the 14,000, how many more parts do that?
Oh, that listing that is maintained through admin services is voluminous. We filter for our purposes, for audit purposes, on fixed assets.
Continue, Director.
I go on to the Division of Motor Vehicles. We implemented online auction process for surplus vehicles and equipment. We enhanced the shared services for various municipalities to access motor vehicle fuel to provide services directly to their constituents and ours as well. Completed almost 3,000 work orders, totaling over 11,000 man-hours of repairs to vehicles in a variety of the facilities throughout the county. Processed almost 600,000 pieces of mail from the mailroom, and completed almost 14,000 deliveries through our messenger program. Initiatives, important initiatives for 2015 in the division are to update the existing fueling sites, increase capacity, and to install above-ground storage tanks to comply with DEP requirements, and to increase fuel storage at certain sites, such as the quarry, from a 2,000 capacity in 2 tanks to 5,000, which will help with a number of municipalities and county needs. Also, we're looking into an acquisition of a high-speed mailing process machine, which will help us keep postage costs down, actually, because there's a lot of requirements that the U.S. Post Office has that we need to comply with. We're looking into it. It may be necessary, it may not be, but it's certainly a goal to look at it for cost savings. In the division, the budget part of the division, there is one additional mechanic proposed to be hired in the division. And if you look at the overtime, you'll see that we suffered some overtime. We believe that will help us get a better handle on overtime. We need to get the vehicles back on the road, and it's caused us our overtime to go up. We believe we can reduce it if we get another position in that division. There's a $150,000 increase in other expenses, which really relates to vehicle repair costs. And I have to say that not in this budget, but overall, we do recover money. We recovered about $46,000 in insurance claims from third parties on the damage. So the increase is not all ours. We do get some back. I think it goes into a miscellaneous account on finance. But so that.
Well, hold your thought right there. Further, Mayor Bellick, would you have a question?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I see you had some seasonal work prior to that, and I don't see anything moving forward. Is there a reason for that, motor vehicles for seasonal employees? We not having a seasonal employees in motor vehicles for 2000?
Well, we didn't. It was budgeted. It wasn't used. It really. I don't think it lends itself as much to that. Can't get a mechanic on seasonal. I guess in terms of messengers or something in the mailroom, I guess you could, but we haven't used it, so we didn't budget it.
Okay, evidently there wasn't previous thought of it. I guess we don't need it. All right, thanks.
Just, Director, quick question regarding motor vehicles. I imagine within the OE is fuel expenses for
Yes.
for 14. What impact, the gas prices went down significantly in the last quarter. What impact did we see?
So I mean, if you look at the budget versus the expenditures, you see, I think it's about $500,000 that we didn't spend. And it's always an estimate, if they're going up, they've been going up since they were at some low levels.
So that $500,000 between, you know, the adopted budget and the expended, you attribute to fuel costs?
Yes.
Are we, in terms of budgeting for 15, are we assuming the older, higher, I mean, I know it's a fluid situation, are we still assuming higher gasoline costs?
We are.
Okay. So
We
that-
we are, so we may, if indeed they go down, we will see a savings. But I don't think it's prudent budgeting to cut that down and then exceed. So,
Agreed, but at least it's an explanation. I mean, we are 1/3 of the way, 1/4 of the way through, you know, for the year as well. I think.
fair enough.
So-
So, on to the Division of Personnel. 2014 accomplishments. We have ongoing staff training and development for all employees. The wellness initiative last year, we had an executive wellness committee monthly meeting with our health benefit representatives and employees, and hosted wellness fair and biometric screenings, which you know, at no cost to the county, but I think they lower our risk and help in our health coverage search. We also help educate employees to better ways of healthy living, which helps us in a variety of ways in terms of sick time out and in terms of our seeking to keep our health costs lower and improve the lives of our employees. We also monitored the catastrophic leave program, voluntary health benefits buyout, which is really results in a large savings for the county. People do not take our health benefits because they have them elsewhere. We also monitor the retiree drug subsidy program, where we get rebates from the Medicare from retiree drug savings. And also monitor the benefit contributions on Chapter 78 situations. Initiatives for the division, we want to conduct 2 wellness fairs, health screenings, continue that. We're implementing a Cafe Well, which is an interactive website where employees can go on and get health education and specific information on issues such as, you know, blood sugar levels and things of specific interest to them on their health. So we're excited about that, and we're creating a web portal for employees for benefits, employee assistance, or monitor the employee assistance program and the wellness program to make it more readily accessible to the generation that uses that more, and to, you know, continue to have a more healthy and well-informed workforce. We've created a database for county personnel policies and personnel forms accessible to all departments and employees. We've continued to work with the New Jersey Civil Service Commission on the title consolidation and classifications of employees. We also, in our risk management operative office, we hold job-related health and safety courses. One of our focuses is on training, safety courses for all our employees who operate motor vehicles, because if we go back to the Division of Motor Vehicles and the expense on vehicle repair, if we can do a better job in training and safety and avoid some of these things, it's obviously going to save money. People don't get hurt. It certainly helps. It helps with workers' comp premiums and the like. And so we are going to focus on that in 2015, see if we can and do a better job of that. And we continue with the Chapter 78 issues as they come. And the personnel Our budget is, the salaries is basically, from the budget from last year, it's not really, it's an increase that includes the 2% increase for those employees. There was a vacancy, that's why the expenditures was less. There still is that vacancy, and it's in the budget. That may be something that we're looking to fill, but we haven't made a determination on that. And obviously, that will go before your committee chairman. I think if we do that. Other than that, it's a flat request. The other expenses issues are, in other expenses, we pay for labor council, arbitrators, all professional services, including pre-employment physicals, psych evaluations, education reimbursement, and employee assistance program.
Really good.
There's one quick question. When it comes to like Cafe Wolves, I think it's great, creating more online resources for individuals at days. Will it be created internally, or is it something you're looking to?
We're getting help from professionals with that, absolutely. And it's really, it's something they offer.
Okay, so
Yeah,
any
yeah.
additional cost.
At no additional cost.
Okay.
We're getting that, we're, getting trained in it and getting it on.
Thank you, sir.
So that brings me to the last division, the division of purchasing. Division of purchasing held 70 public bills and processed approximately 15,000 requisitions in 2014. The bulk of the main work of the division. I think they also created a cooperative pricing website within Union County. Created an invitation to bid notification system website. Held it, and I'm sure we have it on the county website now. I held a cooperative contacts forum to assist in cooperative purchasing with other governmental agencies. They have taken the lead with that, and it's really enhanced the opportunities to go into other areas and just looking for savings and purchasing. And assigned purchasing staff as liaisons to specific departments, which has resulted in savings in the county. And there are a variety of ways. But just going to the state contract isn't always the cheapest way to do something that's in the state contract. And this division has the expertise to help every department with that, and that's been a good accomplishment last year. In
Was that part of the restructuring we did at the end of 13? Was that one of the?
Yes, it was, Chair.
So the 2015 initiatives of the division, creating a how to do business with Union County website, conduct training seminars with individual departments to increase efficiency, create an appendix to the purchasing manual to allow end users to download state contract checklists, continue to network with county purchasing agents throughout the state for solutions to common problems, and continuing education on purchasing staff, new laws and procedures for purchasing forward. The budget for the division is the salaries is basically flat, other than the 2% increase that was approved. The other expenses has gone up slightly. The cost of office supplies, stationery, and the like has created the need for somewhat of an increase there, about 20,000, a little more than 20,000. That is, in a nutshell, the Department of Administrative Services. Happy to answer any further questions.
Do you have any additional questions for Director Albert?